Christmas with home and garden television. Right now, HGTV is taking you on one of our most exciting home tours. It's off to the nation's capital to discover how the White House has been transformed for the holidays. HGTV's White House Christmas is next.
Only 3 days to go, 72 hours, and the White House is a whirlwind of activity. Decorating for the holidays is a monumental task, and the results will be sensational. This is the White House Christmas. Welcome to the White House Christmas. I'm Joan Steffen. The holidays are an especially beautiful time of year here at the home of the nation's first family. Decorations this season are more spectacular than ever. Decorating the White House for Christmas is a fast and furious marathon of long hours, tight deadlines, and lots of frantic hustle and bustle. There is so much to be done, and staff and decorators have just 3 short days, 72 hours, to transform this glorious residence into a holiday fantasy of astonishment and delight. We'll savor every exciting detail as we watch White House executive pastry chef Roland Mesnier work his holiday magic with sugar and spice. Meet the artist chosen to paint this year's White House Christmas card. And learn what whimsical contributions White House staffers have made to this year's decorations. Plus, we'll get to know some very unusual and adorable White House residents as First Lady Laura Bush shares tales of presidential pets, past and present. Before even one garland or sparkling ornament goes up, staffers have to get this great mansion . It has its own welcoming ceremony.
Well, we're so excited today here it is, December 2nd, and we're accepting the big, beautiful tree that will be in the Blue Room. The tree is from some Christmas tree growers from Washington, Elma, Washington, Cindy and Ed Hedlund and their son, Tom.
It's a gorgeous tree, and it's the perfect beginning of a fabulous White House Christmas. So what does it take to grow the perfect Christmas tree for the White House? The story of this year's magnificent noble fir began 20 years ago on a family farm in the American Northwest. In Washington State, to be precise, 3,000 miles from Washington, D.C. For American tree farmers, being chosen to present the official Christmas tree to the White House is the honor of a lifetime. To be honored twice is almost unthinkable. But that's exactly what happened to Ed and Cindy Hedlund.
I never would imagine that my passion for growing Christmas trees would have gotten me to the White House. That's like going to the Olympics and winning the gold medal.
The Hedlund family was first chosen in 1999 during the Millennium celebration.
Different president, different century. I think it'll be a completely different experience.
The Hedlunds were chosen through a National Christmas Tree Association contest.
Everything I'm going to show you here is a noble fir. They hold up really well.
But it's White House Chief Usher Gary Walters who travels to Washington State to examine the Hedlunds' trees, and he is looking for nothing short of perfection.
Now this one has about 2 feet before it gets to that first branching. This one's just a little too dense for what we'd want to do. And there's not much that's coming through there. That one's really low on the branching, Mike.
While Gary looks at their trees, the Headlands wait in nervous anticipation.
This is the best. I want this tree.
This one might be just a little bit too open, I think.
Gary is leaning towards denser foliage. Plus, the tree also has to be tall, 18.5 feet to be exact.
Right here.
Finally, they have a winner. A noble fir, soft to the touch, but strong enough to bear the full weight of the elaborate White House decorations. And soon, this majestic tree will become the centerpiece of the White House holiday decor. Up next, from Washington State to Washington, D.C., a noble fir is raised high in the Blue Room, and the fun and fantasy of White House decorating begins. And in the gingerbread workshop of Chef Roland Mesnier, there's a special holiday surprise. He won't tell, but here's a hint. It takes 100 pounds of chocolate. Plus, First Lady Laura Bush talks about White House pets.
Our animals have been a great source of comfort to us. They make the White House home for us.
When the White House Christmas continues.
Brought to you by Tefal, makers of thermospot cookware. Perfect cooking every time.
Don't mess with my man. Don't mess with my man.
With Thermospot, Tefal reinvents cooking. When the Thermospot pattern turns into a solid red spot, your pan is preheated to just the right temperature. The key for perfect cooking every time. Thermospot by Tefal. Tefal, made in France.
Life to the fullest. CVS Pharmacy.
Another holiday, bring it on. It's a big performance starring Mom. Everyone's favorites aiming to please. Crescents, your little secret made with ease.
Hot, buttery, flaky crescents make your holidays special.
Crescents, pass them down. Watch the smiles all around. Pillsbury, my heart to yours.
Which SUV received the highest possible rating in the Insurance Institute's low-speed and high-speed crash tests? The new Subaru Forester. Which SUV has the most standard safety features in its class? The new Forester. Which SUV comes standard with Subaru all-wheel drive to help avoid accidents? The new Subaru Forester. Unprecedented protection. When you get it, you get it.
See your local Subaru dealer for information on financing as low as 1.9% APR.
Life to the fullest. CVS Pharmacy.
Welcome back. Now that delicate antiques have been removed, it's time to raise the centerpiece of the White House Christmas, the Blue Room fir. After that, the decorating can begin in earnest, and it's a good thing the first party of this very busy holiday season is only days away. With only 51 hours to go, Park Service employees are prepping the Blue Room fir for carrying into the White House under the playful supervision of tree farmer Ed Headland.
What we do at home now is we just grab right here, and you throw it up on your shoulder, and then somebody balances on the other end.
But this tree is 18.5 feet tall, and it takes some careful maneuvering to get it through the door and into the foyer and on into the Blue Room.
We have lines at 5, 2, 3. Let's go, Bill. Up with it. Come on. You're all right. Come on, hold on.
There, under the watchful eye of White House Chief Usher Gary Walters, the crew hoists it high using a heavy rope threaded through the chandelier loop.
All right, now let's straighten her up a little bit. The base of the tree's got to come north. About 2.5 feet north.
And carefully positions the noble fir in the perfect center of the floor.
Looks pretty good, Herb. What do you think?
And with the official White House Christmas tree in place, the home of the President and First Lady is suddenly a flurry of activity. more than 40 decorators rush to unload crate after crate of ornaments and greenery, each one destined for a particular spot. White House Chief Florist Nancy Clark is in charge.
So drop this at the skate dining room doors in the cross hall. That's great. We got it all, you guys. Let's go in.
Let's go.
Since the Kennedy administration in the 1960s, White House Christmas decorations each year have had their own theme. For this holiday season, First Lady Laura Bush has chosen All Creatures Great and Small.
What happened was we just have enjoyed our own animals so much, our 2 dogs and our cat, and they've made the White House a home for us.
All of this year's decorations will tie in with this theme of pets and other animals, like the Blue Room, which is filled with American birds.
The big tree is decorated with birds, American birds, birds from all over the United States. We wrote to each of the governors and asked them to recommend 5 artisans from their state who could make birds that are indigenous to their state.
More gorgeous American birds are in the East Room.
We are going to be doing a lot of reds and golds, and we brought in gold birds to tie in with the theme. And when you come to the state dining room, we have the big gold eagle on the dining room table and the gold birds in the trees in the East Room all tie in. But we're doing a very heavy red and gold theme this year.
And throughout the home will be towering poinsettia trees.
They're called dazzler forms, and the National Park Service is going to make these gigantic Christmas trees out of nothing but red poinsettias.
While Nancy and her crew go full speed ahead, a special room downstairs is taking on a most unusual role for the holidays. It's the historic China Room, ordinarily a display area for official presidential tableware. This Christmas, however, the China Room has been transformed into a magical workplace of sugar and spice. It's the secret hideaway where White House executive pastry chef Roland Mesnier is building a replica of the White House out of gingerbread and chocolate.
We're going to see if that fits. Should, huh? Oh, I think I'm losing it. Don't fit. Susie, can you hop on the house and kind of dance on the roof, see if it will fit?
Well, I could fit inside and hold it from underneath. You want me to?
I need small adjustment. Small adjustment.
There's a very good reason Chef Roland is working in the China Room. The kitchen, where he usually creates his spectacular desserts, is far too tiny for the 120 pounds of gingerbread, 40 pounds of chocolate, and 30 pounds of marzipan he needs for this year's tasty White House.
So you know we're in luck this year with the gingerbread. It's nice and dry. We don't have the humidity. Some previous year, you know, gingerbread is almost like a sponge. It will take the humidity very quickly and then expand.
With utmost care, Roland tries the fit again, knowing that even the slightest force could cause collapse.
See? See, perfect fit every time. No, it's after 2 tries, that's not too bad, you know.
And gingerbread is not the only medium this chef of sugar is working in this Christmas. Coming up, a chocolate surprise.
It's hidden behind the screen. It's something very, very beautiful, very big, and we will unveil it. We'll see later on, maybe. Depends. If Santa is going to be nice to me, maybe I'll show it to you. If not.
But first, many hands make light work of holiday decorating as crews team up to beat the clock. When we return.
Get extra storage in minutes with Plano shelving from Menards. This 18-inch deep 5-shelf model is $28.88. A 24-inch deep unit is $34.98. For heavy-duty storage, check out Gorilla Rack Steel Shelving. Great for garages, workshops, or businesses. Create your own custom storage. All Gorilla Rack components are on sale. Plus, save an extra 10% on everything, even sale items, when you put it on your Menard Big Card.
Save big money at Menards.
More
sports action? Then get in the game with AT&T Digital Cable. You already have the best in sports action, but now you can experience your favorite sports like never before with Sports on Demand. Build up your roster with exciting sports packages like NBA League Pass, NHL Center Ice, ESPN Game Plan, and more. The ball is in your court. Get it today. More sports, more coverage, more access, more choice. AT&T Digital Cable.
No matter who does the dishes, Cascade Pure Rinse formula gives great results. No other gel cleans tough dishes better. While another gel leaves this, Cascade leaves incredible shine. Cascade Pure Rinse formula.
Buick Holiday Bonus Cash makes this year-end the grand finale. The remarkable, versatile Buick Rendezvous, now with $3,000 total cashback. The affordable luxury of Century, the award-winning LeSabre, the power of Regal, all with $3,000 total cashback. Or choose 000 and still get holiday bonus cash. The year-end grand finale ends January 2nd.
In only 6 more days, E.T. will be gone forever. Soon, your chance to bring home E.T. will vanish. Own E.T. Give E.T. Available from Universal only until December 31st.
Welcome back to the White House Christmas. I'm Joan Steffen. You can feel the energy and excitement in the air here at the White House as holiday decorating continues at a very hurried pace. There's so much to be done before the season officially begins, and everyone is wondering if they'll be finished in time for that first big party. White House Chief Florist Nancy Clark's team of decorators has been transforming the White House for the holidays for years. And with only 42 hours to go, they know that forming assembly lines will help get the job done quickly.
The 2 strands of garland that you see here are going to become one. They're going to become.
And when it comes to prepping ornaments, 6 or 8 hands are always better than 2.
We just want to do a wire through like so. Bring the 2 close to the end and just give it a twist. Twice is enough.
The tradition of using glass balls actually comes from early Christmases, where fruits were used as tree ornaments. These red and gold decorations will add a vibrant burst of color in the East Room. Some of the most beautiful decorations for this year's White House are being created downstairs in the White House Floral Shop, and they consist of real fruits and perishable foliage, which means they can't be put together too far ahead. That's certainly the case with these tasteful centerpieces made of pomegranates and pears.
Right now I'm sort of assembly lining them by putting all the pomegranates in, and then the next stage will be to put all the pears in because they're a little more perishable than the pomegranates. So we need to have a damp, wet base so that the flowers and the berries actually have access to water. And then it also supports all of the wires that we are using in here to support the pomegranates and the pears.
Fruit is being used in many rooms this holiday season. These fruit sprays adorn sconces in the state dining room. And 2 fruit topiaries are being created for the Red Room.
We've created topiaries out of fruit. We have pomegranates, pears. We've used natural pine cones and magnolia leaves and a little sparkle. We thought we needed just a little touch of sparkle. The room is so red and so bright that we wanted to use natural items.
Mantelpieces in downstairs parlors are taking on a natural look as well. In the Vermeil Room, where the White House displays its collection of gilded silver, the mantel features rich tones of copper, gold, and bronze, along with pine cones to add a soft, natural touch.
And it sort of breaks away from the traditional red and gives us a little variety into the house, but yet still Christmassy. A lot of natural pine cones. We did choose some of the sparkly balls just to pull a little bit of the glitter and make it a little more festive.
And the natural elements in the diplomatic reception room have a quaint and old-fashioned air.
We chose fruit because of the natural look of it, and the pine cones also working with the natural greens. It all becomes sort of the same consistency, and it sort of flows with the room.
Once in place, all of these natural displays will create a very festive holiday setting. It's not just the inside of the White House that's getting a festive look. Outside on the Ellipse, a park just beyond the South Lawn, there's also been a flurry of holiday decorating. Just outside the White House stands the National Christmas Tree. It's the center of a celebration called the Pageant of Peace that's been held here since 1923. For the past 24 years, the tree the president lights here every Christmas has been this live Colorado blue spruce.
The National Park Service conserves and maintains it. We have horticulturalists that keep a very close eye on it because it is the national Christmas tree.
And this handsome tree is not the only festive sight here at Christmas time. 56 additional trees are brought in each year, one for every state, territory, and the District of Columbia. And the fun part is each is decorated by a different organization.
The sponsors are from children's museums, from craft groups, from church groups, from Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, and it's a special treat for them to be involved in this event.
To protect them from weather, ornaments are encased in clear globes. The North Carolina tree was decorated by Old Salem, an organization dedicated to preserving the past. Ornaments depict various skills of early North Carolina settlers. The talents of craftspeople was the inspiration for this West Virginia tree, sponsored by a group called Mountain Artisans.
The whole country joins together in this event, and they celebrate our country, the patriotism, the traditions of Christmas, and also the unity of our country.
Up next, the holiday razzle-dazzle of live poinsettia trees. And from all across the nation, these birds are swooping in on the White House Christmas tree. Plus, from papier-mâché raccoons to current presidential dogs Spot and Barney, we'll meet adorable and unusual White House pets, past and present, when the White House Christmas continues. Off the Florida coast is a special home in a special place. Every day in this spectacular dream home is like a vacation. Join me for HGTV's Dream Home 2003.
New Year's Day at 6, 5 Central on HGTV.
Don't mess with my
With ThermoSpot, Tefal reinvents cooking. When the ThermoSpot pattern turns into a solid red spot, your pan is preheated to just the right temperature. The key for perfect cooking every time. ThermoSpot by Tefal. Tefal, made in France.
Another holiday, bring it on. It's a big performance starring Mom. Everyone's favorites aiming to please. Crescents, your little secret made with ease.
Hot, buttery, flaky crescents make your holidays special.
Crescents, pass them down. Watch the smiles all around. Pillsbury, my heart to yours. Yes,
Obviously, somebody knows about the Burlington Coat Factory once-in-a-lifetime after Christmas sale. At these prices, you can afford a whole new wardrobe. 10 of them. Now save up to 60% off Burlington Coat Factory prices, which are less than department store sale prices to begin with. Get the hottest famous labels for the whole family and your home. At prices so low, you'll find reasons to buy more. Burlington Coat Factory. It's more than great coats.
It's time you expected more from an insurance company. Because at Progressive.com, you can get our price for car insurance, plus the rates of other big-name companies. And that could save you hundreds.
We can help you save money, even if it's not with us.
Call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE now or visit Progressive.com. Compare rates and buy a policy instantly. We can help you save money, even if it's not with us. You could start saving now. Call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. Not what you'd expect from an insurance company.
Welcome back to the White House Christmas. I'm Joan Steffen. The holiday spirit is all around us here inside the White House, where decorating for Christmas continues at an almost frantic pace. With only 27 hours to go, Park Service workers and White House horticulturists are assembling more Christmas trees made entirely of live poinsettias. Meanwhile, a handsome American eagle has landed in the center of the state dining table. His elegant gold feathers are leaves that are carefully wired together.
It's all made on a mold, which Nancy made down in the flower shop. And we have taken all leaves, hydrangea leaves, special rose leaves that have made natural leaves, and we've had them gilded and had wires on them. And each one can be flexible, and they've all been fashioned and cut to make look like feathers.
And in the Blue Room, more beautiful American birds are coming home to roost in the official White House Christmas tree.
We wrote to each of the governors and asked them to recommend 5 artisans from their state who could make birds that are indigenous to their state.
The noble fir is so tall that crews use scaffolding and ropes to hoist baskets filled with the handmade ornaments and balls to the top.
Make sure all your tags and labels are off too now.
Yeah, we don't want to have any tags on anything.
Probably not going to see them up there, but...
Working together as a carefully coordinated team, White House decorators string gold beads in record time.
So it's like a loop. Right. Because I'm wired here, and we're wired there. I got one over here.
These decorators are clearly up to the challenge of transforming this house into a holiday showplace in a short amount of time. Actually, for many staffers, decorating this magnificent home for the holidays is a year-long labor of love. Even back in the summer, the White House floral shop was already filled with Christmas cheer. It doesn't take long to establish a tradition here at the White House, and staffers are carrying on an activity begun last Christmas when they built miniature presidential homes for the holiday display. This year, to tie in with the theme of all creatures great and small, they're making papier-mâché models of presidential pets and other White House animals.
This year we're doing things a little differently because some people are very good at doing one aspect and others are very good at doing the next aspect. So we're working in stages this year.
The staffers are using their individual talents at different stages of the building process to create a fun menagerie of 25 creatures.
There are some very fun stories about presidential pets. And in fact, we do have 2 raccoons, Reuben and Rebecca, who belong to the Coolidges. The Coolidges actually walked their raccoons on a leash.
Come on, Spot. Come on, Spotty.
Current presidential dog Spotty is being recreated both as a puppy and as an adult. She was born in the White House in 1989 when the president's father was in office.
This is a photo of Spotty as an adult dog. And since it's a puppy, I found in this book a very cute picture of a puppy. And then I will use this photo to finish off the painting and coloring. This photo is also going to be used for this dog back here that Bob will take and turn into, we're going to also be using Spotty as an adult dog.
Then I will take foam and go in and basically put the foam in and fill it as full as I can. And then I go to this step where I take masking tape and I start taping it in. And what it does is it prepares it for the first stage, and we end up with sort of this form.
In the second stage, the body and facial features are molded over the wire form with pulp papier-mâché. For so much construction, it's good to have experts on hand, like Lawrence Thompson, or LT, from White House Operations. He's working on a pony named Algonquin.
LT is working on Algonquin, and Algonquin is going to be in the East Room. He was a part of the Teddy Roosevelt family's pets.
And then, even the White House calligraphers get in on the fun, recreating sheep that grazed the South Lawn during the Wilson administration.
I am one of 3 calligraphers at the White House, and we write beautiful letters all day long, and this is a wonderful departure to be able to use our hands in a different way and create more of a 3-dimensional figure. It's just a nice change.
And once the animals are sealed and painted, they're ready to take their places of honor. Pets have always been an important part of life at the White House, but that is especially true during the holidays. White House. Coming up, the sweetest pets of all are awaiting the completion of the gingerbread White House. But will Chef Roland be finished in time? And we'll take you on a special holiday visit to another Washington, D.C. residence, the Vice President's mansion, decorated for the holidays, when we return.
HGTV takes you on a countrywide Yuletide adventure.
Small Town Christmas, tonight at 10. It's all part of the holidays on HGTV.
Next time on House Hunters.
Lynn is on a mission.
I'm committed to finding a great place to live.
And her #1 priority?
To be closer to the kids.
Can she find a home with style?
You have this built in here.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it could be built out?
House Hunters, Thursday night at 10 on HGTV.
All power toothbrushes are not created equal. Sonicare has patented sonic technology. Its dynamic cleaning action gets your teeth whiter and healthier in 28 days, guaranteed. Ask your dentist about Sonicare.
Don't mess with mommy.
With ThermoSpot, Tefal reinvents cooking. When the ThermoSpot pattern turns into a solid red spot, your pan is preheated to just the right temperature. The key for perfect cooking every time. ThermoSpot by Tefal. Tefal, made in France.
Your pet's same exact heartworm and flea medications delivered to your home, saving you time and money.
It costs less than buying from my veterinarian.
It only takes a phone call.
I saved a visit to my vet's office. I didn't have to leave home.
Pet Meds delivers my pet's medication right to my door.
It's cheaper and more convenient than buying from my vet.
I save time and money.
1-800-PET-MEDS. We deliver savings and convenience on HeartGuard, Advantage, Frontline, and all other pet medications. Call to order now or order online.
Finally, wrapping paper has a place all its own. Get the Wrappin' Craft from Rubbermaid. Now available in jumbo size.
Once again, Lowe's is improving home improvement because we're your Energy Star Solution Center with everything you need to save 30 to 50% on your energy bill. Lowe's has the largest selection of Energy Star solutions, including appliances, insulation, doors, even energy-saving light bulbs, plus free clinics to show you how to do it. And Lowe's promises low prices every day, guaranteed. Energy Star Solution Center, Lowe's guaranteed low prices. That's improving home improvement.
Welcome back. I'm Joan Steffen. With only hours to go before the Christmas festivities officially begin, there's still so much to be done here inside the White House. And the big question is, how is this year's extraordinary gingerbread house coming along? Pets and animals are everywhere in this year's decorations, but the sweetest of them all will live in the gingerbread White House being created by Chef Roland. That's because they're made of sugar and marzipan.
So all that will be displayed
on the ground of the White House, some maybe even on the roof, some maybe you have to look for.
With such a big menagerie of pets and animals, Chef Roland wants to make sure his gingerbread house is sturdy and tight.
Now we're doing actually the most difficult part of the house, fitting the roof together. And this is where, you know, a gingerbread house, it doesn't come as square as if you deal with wood or anything else. So it's really, you have really to play with the pieces so that they match and fit together.
And what will it take for Chef Roland to be ready on time?
Well, if we have to spend the night, we'll spend the night, but we better be ready on time.
Being ready on time is also foremost in the minds of White House Chief Florist Nancy Clark and her crew of decorators. With only 24 hours left, organization is the key. Okay, to the uninformed eye, this looks chaotic. How do you keep it so organized?
Well, actually, it isn't chaotic, but we spend so much time on this, and I spend a great deal of time going over every single detail, and then I have just an absolutely fabulous staff. And my staff is assigned a certain section, and they take part of our people and work on it, and I don't have to worry about what they're doing. They're so good.
But you've got 3 days, complete transformation. There has to be some magic in this too.
Well, there is. There's some magic in all of my people. It's very organized. It looks like there's a lot of things all over the floor, but if you look in the bags, they're all labeled.
One big question?
Yes?
Are we going to make it on time?
Yes, we will.
Really?
We seem to be tracking right along on schedule. Earlier last week, I was a little concerned because we work out at our support facility that is a large warehouse, and we lost one day because of the lateness of Thanksgiving. So we lost one day out there, but we made up for it, and so we're tracking right on schedule.
Organization pays off.
Yes, it does. And good people pay off.
Exactly. Some of those good people who are working so hard to stay on schedule are in the East Room making old-fashioned tree skirts.
The color throughout the whole house this year is red, and we're using a beautiful red velvet.
And they're also using a very appropriate way to measure the fabric.
It's an old-fashioned method that if you start with your nose and to the tip of your finger, that is exactly a yard. So we're being old-fashioned because it's an old-fashioned Christmas with the red velvet that will go under the trees.
It's a festive and wonderful touch for the Christmas White House. Now, the official residence of the President and Mrs. Bush isn't the only Washington home that's getting a festive holiday treatment. Over at the Vice Presidential Mansion, where Vice President Dick Cheney and his wife Lynn live, things are also looking a lot like Christmas. Built in 1893, this 21-room Victorian mansion is the perfect setting for a traditional family Christmas, particularly when it's covered with snow.
Many of the decorations here are simple yet traditional to go with this Victorian-style home.
In the living room, the mantel is dressed with an arrangement of dried flowers, and the towering Christmas tree is covered with simple, natural decorations.
This year, the tree is from a farm in Pennsylvania. It's a blue spruce and stands 11 feet tall. It's decorated beautifully with grapevine roping, pine cones, dried hydrangea, peonies, and has 1,500 tiny white lights on it.
The library, the Cheneys' favorite room, has a very neutral palette. So Mrs. Cheney decided to simply place a garland of magnolia leaves on the mantel. This setting was the inspiration for the Cheney family's holiday greeting card this year. And in the dining room, where traditional accents include fragrant boxwood, crab apples, and pine cones, the Cheneys have a special display of old-fashioned holiday treats.
We have replicas of the Vice President's residence, bucking Broncos from Wyoming, and of course, Dave and Jackson, the Labradors.
For just as in the White House this year, much of the joy and comfort of the season here at the Vice Presidential Mansion comes from the family pets. Up next, we'll join First Lady Laura Bush, accompanied by presidential dogs Spotty and Barney, for the first exciting peek at this year's finished decorations. And Chef Roland's chocolate surprise is unveiled when we return to the White House Christmas.
Who's having the biggest sale of the new year? John & Smith's Homemakers. It's going on right now, so you don't have to wait till the new year to enjoy New Year sale prices and financing that goes all the way to June of 2004. No monthly payment or interest all through 2003 and all the way till June of 2004. That's a whole 18 months, and the sale's going on now, today, only at John M. Smith's Homemakers.
John M. Smith's Homemakers.
The supercharged Mercedes-Benz C230 Sports Coupe. Now you can take the Windy City with you wherever you go. The C-Coupe starts at just $25,615 and includes scheduled maintenance for the life of the warranty, because around here it's what's on the inside that counts.
You're confirmed for an 8 a.m. lime and ginger salt glow treatment.
I need you to book the Corsican countryside tour and wine tasting.
Yes, of course. Mrs. Patterson is in the music library looking for Brahms' Lullaby.
Mr. Lawson wishes to have a
Private party in his stateroom. The Maritas are interested in the Peter Max litho they saw at the auction yesterday.
If there is anything you need...
Anything at all? Please do not hesitate to
Mr. Pratt requires a new button on his
Please
tuxedo.
reserve an in-cabin babysitter for the Pattersons.
Pettinger, 1 bottle, table side. Turn down service before 8 p.m.
Remind Mr. Resnick about his aroma stone therapy.
She wants a Phalaenopsis orchid in a square glass
interested in
vase.
upgrading.
For 1 week, for 2 weeks, for 3 if you choose, you can be treated famously aboard one of our cruises.
Cobra pralines and a Brut Reserve at 10 p.m.
Filet of sea trout with lentils and pancetta, followed by a chilled strawberry soup.
A pepperoni pizza with mushrooms.
Call toll-free or log on for information and enter to win the Ultimate Departure Sweepstakes. Grand prize is a series of 10 cruises throughout the world on the spectacular ships in the Celebrity Fleet.
Welcome back to the White House Christmas. I'm Joan Steffen. Everyone has been working around the clock to get the White House decorated in time for the first party of the season, and things are looking great. All that's left now are a few finishing touches. With only 5 hours left on the White House decorating clock, pastry chef Roland Mesnier lets us in on a big secret he's been keeping.
It's something spectacular, and you have been so nice to us, we have decided to show it to you.
Chef Roland's special creation is an American bald eagle, 5.5 feet tall, with a wingspan of 60 inches.
This is made of 80 pounds of dark chocolate, 20 pounds of white chocolate, and then we have approximately 30 to 40 pounds of marzipan around. All the fruit down, everything, this is all marzipan. And then it's got the holly crossing through his beak here and everything. Every feather were made individually, then stuck onto the body. So it's quite a job, as you can see.
And quite a job also is this year's Gingerbread White House, with its marvelous marzipan creatures, great and small, almost ready for its traditional holiday display. Another tradition that everyone looks forward to is the White House Christmas card. This thoughtful way of sharing holiday wishes has been popular in America since the late 19th century. And over the years, White House cards have become known for their original and uniquely American designs. First family holiday cards have ranged from presidential seals to 19th century paintings to hand-colored wood engravings. In the 1980s, though, a very special tradition began. Each year, an American artist is chosen to create an original illustration just for the White House card. This year's artist is Kennesaw, Georgia resident Zhenwan Liu. A native of Shanghai, China, Liu never dreamed he might be chosen for so special an American honor.
Well, I knew about this artist, Mr. Liu, because he had done some paintings for some friends of mine, and he's a Chinese American. He became a citizen 7 years ago.
I'm the first Chinese artist to get picked by White House to the Christmas card. That's also special. And I think this not only for me, for all the Chinese artists living in America.
In April, Lou went to Washington to meet Mrs. Bush and plan the card. He was given only 2 conditions, that he paint in oils and that the composition be vertical rather than horizontal. Otherwise, he could do whatever he wanted, and he had a whole day in the White House to find his subject. Through the years, Christmas cards have depicted the White House from almost every angle, inside and out. Lou wanted a new and unusual scene for his painting. He took more than 200 photographs and made sketches in the library and Red Room, but it was in the grand foyer that he discovered the perfect subject, a 1938 state piano decorated with gold leaf vignettes of American musical forms. The gilded legs, carved like eagles, called to his mind the American spirit. Lou wanted a backlit photo of the piano to use as a guide for his painting, so he had the White House staff move it in front of a tall window.
When I see the piano sitting there, not only see the piano, see the whole reflection of the piano. It's a very romantic feeling, and I think this will be very beautiful painting.
Back in Georgia, Lou experimented with compositions and angles until he had an image both he and the White House liked. The 30 by 40-inch painting took him 3 months. He kept the White House updated with digital pictures, but changes were minimal. By August, the painting was done. With clear light spilling across the floor and an airy sense of height and distance, it almost seems as if you could step right into a beautiful White House Christmas. And so, holiday greetings from the White House this year will arrive inside an elegant scene from the grand foyer. For artist Zhenwan Liu, creating such a beautiful tribute to the American spirit is truly the honor of a lifetime.
We, in fact, presented to Jiang Zemin, the president of China, with the very first copy of the White House Christmas card.
This is like an American dream. It is for everybody, yes.
The long and crazy days of nonstop decorating have finally paid off. The White House is decked out in all its holiday splendor, and it looks gorgeous. First Lady Laura Bush brings Spotty and Barney along as she sees the completed decorations for the very first time. First stop is the Colorado Blue Spruce in the West Wing lobby. It's covered with gold and red balls and American bald eagles. But there's one extra special ornament.
The bird's nest at the bottom came with the tree. It's a good luck sign for the owner of the tree.
You all did a terrific job on this tree. It's so pretty, and I love all the eagles. Great, good job. Thanks a lot. It looks really terrific. Great, thank you. Thanks so much. It looks so pretty. Come on, animals.
Spotty, come on.
Come on, Spotty.
Back in the East Wing, Mrs. Bush, along with Spotty and Barney, checks out the East Colonnade.
Right here, we put some red berries in these wreaths because the red berries tie in with our theme of having so much fruit and natural things.
And so many red things.
So many red things. So
great.
they should show up beautifully for Christmas.
And the poinsettia tree on the East Landing is breathtaking.
Aren't they magnificent? They're so great. So this is what the visitors who come in right here on the east entrance will see first. It's really beautiful. What do you say, Barney?
Where's Barney? Come here. I think Barney's ready for Christmas, too.
He is. He just doesn't want to wear a red bow.
There's a warm and homey atmosphere in the White House this Christmas. In the nearby diplomatic reception room, holiday guests are welcomed with garlands and fruit. The lush gold tones of the Vermeil room, festive with glittery globes, are softened with the natural look of pine cones. And down the ground floor hallway are some very special holiday animals. Current presidential dog Spotty with her mother Millie beneath the portrait of Barbara Bush. Liberty, the Ford's golden retriever. President Woodrow Wilson's ram, Old Ike. And even an alligator that was a gift to John Quincy Adams from the Marquis de Lafayette. Creatures great and creatures small, all captured in whimsical papier-mâché for a happy White House holiday. Coming up, new fallen snow, sparkling lights, and loads of holiday cheer. The decorations on the state floor are finally in place, and they are spectacular as a storybook White House Christmas blooms in all its glory. When we return.
Bring America's most spectacular New Year's celebration into your home as HGTV brings you the Rose Parade 2003, only $24.95. Plus, for just $9.95 more, we'll include the making of the Rose Parade. Shop the store at HGTV.com or call 1-800-HGTV-275.
Get a taste of the local flavor that brings Americans home for the holidays.
There's a magical quality to it.
It really binds the town together.
HGTV captures the Christmas spirit in some of the most charming towns in the country. Small Town Christmas 2. Coming up next, it's all part of the holidays on HGTV.
You're watching HGTV, home of the Rose Parade.
With ThermoSpot, Tefal reinvents cooking. When the ThermoSpot pattern turns into a solid red spot, your pan is preheated to just the right temperature. The key for perfect cooking every time. ThermoSpot by Tefal. Tefal, made in France.
What's wrong?
Look!
Stay calm. I can clean that floor, mate.
The Hoover Floor Mate replaces buckets, mops, and brooms.
It's the fast and easy way to clean down under.
It vacuums hard floors, it washes and scrubs, then squeegees floors dry. It even cleans and shines sealed hardwood.
Now that's a clean floor, mate.
Floor Mate, only from Hoover.
Does that dustpan line ever really go away? Why do your floors look clean, but your socks look dirty? The Swiffer Sweeper, with its dry cloth's unique 3D texture, traps and locks dirt, dust, and hair better than a broom. The sweeper is super light and maneuverable, so it can reach those hard-to-reach places. Why do kids and messes seem to be made for each other? Stop cleaning. Start Swiffering.
Welcome back. The holidays are in full swing here at the White House. Decorations inside are breathtaking, and outside on the ellipse just beyond the South Lawn, something wonderful is happening. President George W. Bush is getting ready to light the national Christmas tree.
Laura and I wish every American family the blessings of this season. Happy holidays and a Merry Christmas. With the lighting of the National Christmas Tree, we observe one of the great traditions of our nation's capital. And throughout the Christmas season, we recall that God's love is found in humble places. And now we have the honor of lighting the National Christmas Tree. Please join us in the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, oops.
It's a storybook white Christmas outside this holiday season in Washington, D.C. And inside, the Christmas White House is ready and waiting for the grandest of tours.
Well, I hope people will feel very comfortable. I hope they'll see the magic of the holiday season when they come in, which I think they will. The very first room they see is the grand foyer, and that's where the very, very large poinsettia trees will grace that grand foyer. I think it'll be really beautiful, and I think people will be really filled with joy because of the red of the poinsettias. So we've used red in every single room.
This year's White House theme, of course, is all creatures great and small. And this lovely holiday mansion is filled to the brim with models of presidential pets and animals. Waiting to greet visitors in the grand foyer are current White House pets, dogs Spotty and Barney, and the president's cat, India, also known as Willie. Caroline Kennedy's pony, Macaroni, is nearby in the cross hall, just outside the usher's office. The East Room, the grand ballroom of the White House, is filled with sparkling holiday color.
The East Room is going to be really beautiful once again. Really, the centerpiece of the East Room will be the beautiful creche, the Italian figures, very old.
The 18th century creche, made of 47 carved wood and terracotta figures, has been on display here every Christmas since 1967. The East Room, which is filled with spruce trees and garlands, is also a happy gathering place for White House animals. 3 of President Woodrow Wilson's sheep are stationed here, along with 2 Coolidge raccoons and Algonquin, Roosevelt's pony. And the East Room is also the site of an amazing American eagle. Made of chocolate, 100 pounds, plus 30 pounds of marzipan, he's the creation of White House executive pastry chef Roland Mesnier. Opposite the East Room in the State Dining Room, with its festive display of fruits and greenery, is another very special American eagle.
With our theme of birds and animals, we'll have the really beautiful eagle, the symbol of America, as the centerpiece on the table.
This eagle is made of gilded hydrangea leaves wired together to look like feathers. Also center stage in the State Dining Room is the annual Gingerbread White House, featuring this year White House creatures great and small. In the green room, pears, pomegranates, and magnolia leaves fill the space with topiaries on the side tables and fresh garland on the mantel. And in the vibrant red room, another natural garland of fruits and evergreens dresses the mantel. There's even a small cranberry tree surrounded by fragrant holly. And magnificently, in the blue room stands the official White House Christmas tree, a symbol of this holiday season filled with hundreds and hundreds of beautiful handmade American birds made by artisans from around the country. And so, we celebrate another glorious White House Christmas.
I wish for every American a season of joy and of peace. I want to thank all the men and women, the military men and women who are defending our country. I want to send them and their families our special thanks for making sure that we get to continue to live in the freedom that we do in America. So, happy holidays.
We hope you enjoyed this exciting behind-the-scenes look at how the White House decorates for the holidays. I'm Joan Steffen. Happy holidays.